Greetings. I have to get this out of my system. So I don't know if this is a note to self or if this is just let it out. But I have been in an abusive relationship. And not like that kind of abuse, because I'm a giant. So it's a bit of a challenge to beat my ass. But I mean, we got in a few tussles. But that's not particularly the type of abuse that happened on a daily basis. The abuse that I experienced on a daily basis was very much emotional and mental. And so, now that I'm out of that situation, and because it went on for so long, it's like I'm still having to deprogram myself. So sometimes, like when it's Leo season or when the moon is going into Leo, because my relationship house is Leo, sometimes I'll feel like I want to be back with this person, or I'll just think about all the good things. And then, I have, thank you, Google for keeping everything and reminding me of days past. But they're great memories. I mean, we created so many wonderful memories together. And then we created so many horrible memories together. So sometimes when I look at, and I think that's why I started making videos like this for myself, to remind myself, like, everything wasn't always peaches and cream. So I had to start documenting, I had to start releasing, because I am a person that holds things in, and that's just not healthy. And so because I have not found a therapist that I felt, I haven't even really tried, to be honest. I mean, I've tried, but my therapist got to be well versed in astrology and other things like that. So that's why I haven't really endeavored. But so I had to become my own therapist. That's the time that we're moving into, a very sovereign time where we have to be all things to ourselves. And I'm not saying we have to stay in that capacity. And I'm not saying be like selfish or self-centered, but I am saying that to a degree, right? So anyway, sometimes when I look back at like our awesome memories, now that I'm out of it, I can be more grateful. Because when I was in it, I was like, this is the pitch of hell. I have fallen. So I'm glad that I have these memories. Like, he had amazing children. His children are really the reason that I was like, this person gotta be like, they gotta be a god, because they have made the most amazing people ever created. I mean, not ever, but they're awesome people. His children are just fabulous. I love them. So anyway, when I look back at the memories, I'm just like, what happened? But what happened was well before me. What happened didn't have nothing to do with me, to a degree. I'm saying like the mindset of a person that's been abused. You know how people will judge, oftentimes, typically, there's women are the one that are categorized as being abused, although men get abused too. Let's not get it twisted. Women abuse men as well. or men abuse men, women abuse women, etc. So, anywho, I'm just thinking like about the mindset, and so that's like what's happening as I look at some of these pictures and these memories in Google and all the wonderful experiences we had together, and like just seeing him and like who I see him as, like, because I have this gift of seeing people in their most beautiful form. And that's how I see him. I see him as like, when I see him outside of the abuse, I'm being very honest, I see like, oh, like that's how I see him, like a glow around him. Like I really, in my soul, I know that we have known each other for eons. I know that in my soul. I don't need anybody to tell me. And there have been several confirmations I've had in my dreams from his ancestors, etc. So it's like, even with the abuse that happened, it's like I still don't discount him, his soul. I just know as a human being on planet Earth that he's been hurt very deeply again and again and again and again because of, countless factors that people of color experience, particularly men from the South, particularly men who are artists, etc., etc., particularly men who have children with multiple women. It's like somehow I overstand that narrative, right? But I can't live in that narrative anymore. And that's what I have to continuously remind myself, like, but Shanette, we ain't doing that shit no more, never, ever, not never. But I said all that to say I can relate to the person that's like, they're so good. Because the person that's saying that has come from a place of not being seen, not being heard, already being abused, right? And so then you're in this situation with this person that has given you a version of love, right? And so you're grateful for that version and the experiences that you've had. I mean, I can't speak for the entire abused community, but me and that person, we had a lot of really great moments. In retrospect, in the moment, they were pretty awful. Like, we went hiking all the time. We went to the beach all the time. We went out to eat all the time. We smoked great herb all the time. Like, a lot of things. I've learned a lot of things. A lot of great information. I reopened myself to wellness, to holistic living, to understanding plant life, plant-based eating. I mean, so many things that I learned and was fortunate enough to experience with this person. But while I was in it was not fun. And I wish that like I could like, which I've already done, like go back. I've done that already, like 2 times. 2 times I went back and was like, I'm just going to stay in gratitude. I'm just going to keep giving thanks for this moment. Ain't work. I'm going to give gratitude over here, away from your ass. You know, I'm going to give gratitude that I'm out that shit. That's what I'm going to give gratitude for now. And give thanks that I was able to experience the amazingness of California and all of the wonderment of information that I came away with, all of this insight that I now have that I can share, that my story comes full circle with wellness. But I just have to keep reminding myself, I look over, I'm like, huh? No backwards. No going backwards. No going backwards. No. No. So, I get it. Much wellness and wholeness to those who have experienced abuse in whatever form, whatever form. It's all pretty tragic. But there is love and light on the other side. And even within that, you can still giving thanks was how I came out of the abuse. I almost don't know how to explain it, because it almost like, how can you give thanks when you're being abused? That I could just have the awareness that I am better than this, that this is not the life for me. And so I just had to keep staying in that mindset, And even when the abuse would come, I would have to chant that I am grateful right now for this moment right now, that I can choose myself. And I just, even in that moment, if I wasn't wholly choosing myself, I knew that a moment would come when I would. Guess what? This is it.